Welcome to a demonstration of Stonebond's Enterprise Enabler, a leader in data integration, data virtualization, and data transformation. What you will see on this demonstration today is how we can integrate data from Excel and CSV, how we can easily help you to format data via some built-in functions, and also how you can create a unified model to access the integrated data. Let's take a moment to look at this from a business analyst perspective. Jessica, a business analyst, receives data from two different sources. She has to manually merge the data, which requires cleansing, formatting, and calculations. This is time-consuming and subject to errors. Her business requirements are: she needs to be able to integrate data from two sources, Excel and CSV. She must be able to perform numerical calculations. She also must be able to clean the Social Security number into a consistent format. And she must be able to access this integrated data from a single source. Welcome to the Enterprise Enabler Studio. What you are viewing is the Active Integration Interface. Here, we will address Jessica's business requirements. Now, Jessica has two sources that she is concerned with. One of them is a payroll file that is in Excel format, and it's just a matter of clicking and dragging that schema over into our source templates. Now, Enterprise Enabler refers to any and all data sources as templates. And Enterprise Enabler will automatically pick up the schema, the data types, as well as the keys. So let's pick up the CSV employee files, click, drag, and drop. Very easy. And we have the key relationship here, and we want to take that to a virtual model where she will be able to access this template, this virtual model that actually represents the relationship between the Excel payroll file and the CSV file. So now it's just a matter of establishing the relationships between the Excel payroll file and the employee data. So we just click on relationships, and as we can see here, we're coming up with a mapping and relationship dialog here. So now we have to just establish what the primary block is, the leader of our keys, which is the payroll ID, and we just click, drag, and drop that over to relationships. As you can see here, it has the name of the file and the key. So, and then we just have to click on the employee ID and drag that on top of relationship, and we have built the key relationships between this Excel file and the CSV. So now we just save, and it brings us back to our actual mappings. So now it's just a matter of us establishing our primary block, which is going to be our payroll file. So we're going to say no because I want to show you the functions. If I said yes, Enterprise Enabler would dynamically map all column names that are the same, which makes things a lot easier for you. Okay, so let's talk about the functions. Enterprise Enabler comes with all kinds of pre-built functions out of the box. These are things that our customers have asked for and that we have provided, such that you won't have to do manual code where you don't have to. However, if you want to do manual code, you can do that within the product. We also have aggregate functions here where you can block row counts, and you can do row aggregations for earliest date, average, minimum, standard deviation, maximum variance, latest date, and there are over 350 unit of measure conversions that are within the product, and you can address them by just pointing and clicking. So let's look at the functions for order total. So we've built a function to calculate the order total here, and you just do select, And mind you, these functions can be written in any language that you choose. Out of the box, we support C# and VB, but you can add DLLs for any language that you might want to use to handle anything that's out of the ordinary or anything that steps out of what's coming outside of the box in unit of measure and the other functions that I mentioned earlier. So now it's just a matter of taking the order tax rate and dragging that onto the function and the order subtotal and doing the same. And as we can see here, we have those columns highlighted in yellow, and we see here this is grade saying this function, the results of this function, will be dropped into this column on our virtual model. Okay, now Jessica was also concerned with Social Security number. It was important for her to have the Social Security number in a consistent format. So it's just a matter of right-clicking functions, and we come to Social Security number formatter, select, and now it's just a matter of taking the Social Security column from the source and dropping it onto the function. From this point forward, it was just a matter of clicking, dragging, and dropping and mapping our columns from the payroll file and columns from the CSV file to map to the destination template columns. And as you can see here, we're not just doing just the columns that we spoke about, but you can also format telephone numbers and calculate gross pay and anything you want to do within the product. This is basically to show you the power of Enterprise Enabler. So, in a real sense, when you are doing your development and you're making sure that your mappings are correct and making sure that your data cleansing is working properly, Enterprise Enabler gives you the ability to do a preview of that data, so you can check with your business users and make sure that your data is in the right format that it should be, that your order total calculations are correct, and to make sure in this particular case that your Social Security numbers are being parsed and formatted correctly. Okay? Now, back to the initial mappings. Now, bear in mind that your source templates can consist of as many sources as you like, any source that you like. Your destination models can be the virtual representation as we are showing you here. Remember, we do not store the data. We give you ability to merge that data, to integrate that data, to do functions on that data, to do equations on that data, to transfer on that data, to clean it, to create the destination where Jessica would be able to access this information, which represents these two sources. But you can have many other sources from any source that you might want to connect to. And also, your destination template doesn't have to be a virtual model. It can be a virtual model, it can be a file, it can be a database, it can be anything that you choose. So this concludes our demonstration today of Enterprise Enabler. I encourage you to go to our website. The information is on the next slide for more information. Thank you so much.